Los Angeles Rams are world champions. A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Rams are world champions. A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles.
What is up, my Ramelia? The defending NFC West champion Ram fans. How are you doing? I hope everyone's having a great what is today? Today is Saturday. Thank you guys for coming in. So I scheduled for tomorrow's live for Monday because it's going to be a busy time and I'm not sure I'm going to be back. Today I came on because I have a clue next to me. Let's see. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me move my chat real quick. Hold on. See if you can see. Do you see right there next to me? Do you see the gentleman to my far left? You're right, on TV. Do you see the tip, the hint? Our guy Puka is the reason why I picked this up and I wanted to bring it to you. Also, too, I wasn't feeling good today. I had a stomach flu or whatever it was, and I had to call in work and say I'm not going to be able to make it. But as I was in line to buy this at Target, I'm not getting paid for it. They should pay me. I was able to pick this up, and I'll bring you other pictures on my live on Monday. But I just came in because it's pretty cool. It's going to go on top of my, let me see. Let me get my big head out of the way. My Blitz. You see my Blitz behind me right there. On top, you could barely see on top. That figures Torrey Holt. And so he's going to go right there. So I'm going to have a live little unboxing to show you the figure. And so it's really cool. Puka Nakua. Let me show you. Well, actually, before I move him, it's on my T2 arcade game. Let me show you what we're looking at here. Some of you guys may not have seen it. I've been looking for it. Not really hard. It was actually my first try. I just looked and there was a lot of stuff. So I'll show it to you on here first. So that's what it looks like. The figure, awesome figure, good size, painted well. Awesome little figure. And it's got a little stand and everything. So I'm going to put that on top of my, and it can go anywhere. I'm going to put that on top of my my Blitz arcade game. And I'll replace the Torrey Holt one. And so the reason why I moved Torrey Holt out of there, because he's got the St. Louis color jersey, so you can't have two different colors on there. I got to repaint that jersey or get a different version of Torrey Holt just so it can match. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's get into the real life thing. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday night. Saturday night, ain't got no money. That old school song. Let's see. Let's get you out of the way, Puka Nakua. All right. So here it is in all its glory. Look at that. And when I take it out of the box, the cool little box, it's dented. It doesn't matter to me here. You know, it just says Puka Nakua. And so these are at Target. These figures, right? So Let's get into it. Unboxing reminds me of when I first did my channel, my first year or so, and I opened that box of stuff, and it was the Rams gear, the Ram stuff. We'll do that stuff too, but um, here's the stand. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's put you to the side. This is the thing to help hold them up. There's the box. Let's put you back right there, Poop. Oops, I just dropped it. It's okay. All right. All right. Let's get you over here. Okay. There's the figure. Cool figure. And so, this guy was $30. 30 bones. So it's not cheap at all, but I kind of pick and choose. This is a cool nameplate. Now this is kind of like I don't want to say laminated, but it's like a little card, and looks to be like a hard cardboard plastic that goes on the back of the stand. I'm guessing. I'll put you right there. We'll get into the chat right now in a second. We'll get you out, Pook. Let's get you out. And we got a great show coming up on Monday night. Monday, the Amelia Sports Report Nitro. Monday Nitro. Monday Nitro edition on Monday night. Let me cut this names out of here. There he is. He's free. He's free. There he is. Let's see. Puka Nakua. Pretty detailed. Let's see. There we go. So that's going to go on top here. Let me just show you. Right there. So that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Where's my pieces at? Let's see. So Pook. It's going to go like this. Right? And then where's that other piece that fell down? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Tonight is your night, bro. Oh, there it is. All right. I don't know about you, but I don't like to do instructions. I don't see no instructions in there anyway. So let's look at this. Oh, there it is. So underneath. So let's see. Hold on. Okay. So on the back, this goes on the back. It clips on like that. See, I don't need no instructions. And there's a lot bigger picture or a smaller picture. I'm guessing the bigger picture goes on the front, or whichever is better. And there you go. There you go, baby. So that's going to go on my Blitz. That's pretty cool. Right on. That's a badass figure. That'd be cool if like they re-release like the Todd Gurley ones, or I'd like to get a Aaron Donald. I'm just going to put you right here, Pook. Let me see if I can prop you up a little bit. Let's see if I can prop you up a little bit. Tonight is your night, bro. Let's see how long he lasts there for a second. All right, let's get into the chat. All right, let's see. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday again. Let me make sure I don't stab myself with this knife right here that I opened up the damn. Have it fall on my toe. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So those are at Target, $29.99, and it's painted really well. It's plastic. The face is real detailed. I know it's hard to, with the camera focusing and stuff, hard to see the face, but it's really painted well. It gives a really good representation of Puka. And there you go. Good focus. And so that's a nice looking figure. And so, yeah, that's look good. And you guys stand. I mean, the little nameplate's cool because you can take it off and take it to training camp next year. Or if you guys have tickets, I was able to get some tickets to Stockton. He didn't know about this chat. I didn't have this live. I just did it automatic, off the cuff. And then I forgot to add YouTube. On Restream, you have to add your channels, and I'm getting used to using it. I used to use StreamYard for my videos, and they didn't go as good. But yeah, I like this figure. That's pretty badass figure. Let's get in here. How you doing, Roberto? How you doing, brother? Best of luck to you guys. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Bryce, Mrs. I thought your next live was on. Yeah, it's on Monday still, Brian. I just came in because I got this figure right here, and I had to show it to you guys. That way you guys are at Target, or not all Targets carry the same stuff. But I just picked that up. I wanted to show it to you guys. There's my guy, Monster It. What's up, Bertie? We will be champions again. Horns up, man. I am so stoked, man. Let me bring you something too real quick. I thank you, Monster. I appreciate you, brother. I'm stoked too, man. Listen, I told you, I said this to you guys before a few years ago, my first year of my channel, that it's our journey. This is, Matthew Stafford has a sore back, big deal. The guy's went through wars. If the championship game was coming up on Sunday, he's gonna play. But there's no reason to hold him back. It doesn't suck because he's not out there every day right now. Yeah, but they're just being smart with him because he is the engine that's going to make this Super Bowl team run. Now we can win with Jimmy Garoppolo. But we're just being smart with him. That's all. Let's see. Let me bring you a quick story on that note. That in case you guys were going to go to Oxnard to watch our Rams versus they used to be America's team, the Cowgirls. He's not going to play. He's ruled out. So Matthew Stafford is ruled out of the joint practice with the Cowboys. And one of the reasons too is why have him out all this time. And if you guys remember the actual wars and fights with the Cowgirls. I mean, they don't like us. We don't like them. And we're like, why are you guys still in California? California is for teams that can actually win Super Bowls and win championships. You guys don't need to be in California. You need to stay in Dallas with them cow tipping teams over there. We win championships over here. You can take the Chargers with you and the Clippers. No, just kidding. My guy, OG Willie Bowen. But yeah, so he's ruled out with the. It's not a back injury; it's a sore back. They're just being safe with him. It's not, there's no word of how he did it. Did he cough and straighten himself? Did he try to get up in the middle of the night to throw a quick whiz? And he got up wrong. Was he laying on one of his beautiful kids' toys that they left behind when they came to say good morning to dad? Or say good night to dad. Did he sleep on the remote control? Did he sleep with the window open and the air gave him a stiff back and neck in the back of his shoulder? So there's no word on why he's got a sore back. But from what we've heard, not heard, is it's not because of contact. So that is a big plus. Rubio, how you doing, brother? It's me. It's Mr. Rubio. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. When I say Rubio, I remember that old school. It's not the same name, but the Rufio, the from that movie, one of my favorite movies growing up, Hook with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. Rufio. I want to remember. It reminds me of Rufio. Rubio says 1 week to go. The preseason opener against the Oxnard Cowards. Hey, Mess, I do, brother. Are you concerned that Stafford is not playing in the first scrimmage? No, I'm not concerned. Of course, we would love to see Matthew Stafford out there dealing, but he hasn't played in our practice, which we can control more. But, not to say that they would be trying to hurt our quarterback, but, remember Jared Verse? It was rookie year. He's throwing around one of them Cowboys. One of them could get through and they could make irritate his back or something, or get rough with them. We don't need to take a chance. So I would love for him to be fine. And he's been playing full bore all this whole time. But no, I'm slightly concerned, but he'll be fine. Brian Smith is looking forward to seeing Dolick play. Yes, bad baby. Sean Dolick, looking forward to him. Nate Landman is the real deal. When you guys get a chance to go to training camp, and remember, I told you he reminds me of a pickup that we got years and years ago. Shane Conlon from the Bills. He was a linebacking presence, just a smart guy, great player. Nate Landman is a guy that I didn't know much about, but from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, the coaches talk. And remember, Ernest Jones was still a young player. He was still coming into his own, right? They kind of force fed him in the Super Bowl year. He was a rookie. Since London Fletcher and our guy Laurinaitis, we haven't had top flight linebacking crews, and that's horrible, because that's what the Rams are they're known for. Besides great defensive lines, all the way back to Hacksaw Reynolds and I would put Laurinaitis in there, London Fletcher. The Rams have had great linebacking cores. Jim Youngblood, just on and on and on. And so it's kind of weird how they don't. It's kind of like how you scratch your head to our little brothers up north when they don't really invest in the offensive line. They have Trent Williams, but they're not really worried about the right side too much. Every year it's the same thing. And it kind of head scratching to us, like we don't really worry about the linebackers too much, but now we have some great young agile linebackers, and then we have the addition of Nate Landman, and then Troy Reeder's still there, so he's a veteran presence. But Nate Landman is he knows how to punch the ball out. He's a ball punch. He's a football punching out artist. That should help us getting more turnovers, which we desperately needed against the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoff games and last year at certain times. But I'm looking forward to this linebacking crew. We are definitely, let me say it this way. This Rams team is definitely better than it was last year on both sides of the ball. Cooper Kupp was, and Puka Nacua came out injured. Cooper Kupp was not his full self the whole way through. He played a game or two. They looked kind of vintage Kupp, but he wasn't the same fluidity side to side. Puka Nacua played great as well, but they didn't play for, they in the beginning of the year, they weren't there. And so we were stuck with Demarcus Robinson trying to do his best impression of a wide receiver one. And then Tutu Atwell got some great looks. And so, but the linebacking core, after we got rid of Ernest Jones, man, I tell you, it was tough sledding. Luckily, Omar Spates is a reason why it was a diamond in the rough for us. So I'm looking forward to it. Bryce Smith says Stafford won't play preseason at all. McVay doesn't play starters. Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. Bryce was very nice. We appreciate you, my Puka Nacua. Rubio says, dear NFL Hall of Fame voters, Commissioner Roger Goodell, can you please induct Big Ant Torrey Holder into the Hall of Fame? Dag nabbit, yes. And not just him. Henry Ellard, when he retired, and I'm going to keep saying this forever until I pass away. When he retired, Henry Ellard, and there's multiple different reasons, but my main remembrance is he was third in receiving yardage, third behind I believe it was John Jefferson and Jerry Rice. And then up the the other receivers got in there, and he's like 12th now all time after all these years he retired. But when he retired, he was third. He was top 3. Come on now, man. And he played in some bad Rams teams, but he was always one of the best. A guy even can be he was one of the great kick returners. Up says, so should the Rams go F them picks or get Micah Parsons? Great topic. I was going to save that for Monday, but we can talk about it here too. Let's say it this way. We don't need him. But if they can do it responsibly, we need a quarterback for Matthew to okay, let's say it this way. If Stetson Bennett can and again, there's other content creators, well-known ones too, that are Ram content creators and other people that with their opinion, they're not very high on Stetson Bennett. They think that he's just a backup quarterback, and that could very well be true. But we haven't seen Stetson Bennett at his best. And remember, I was saying the same thing with Bryce Perkins. Why don't we give him a chance? Why don't we bring him along and develop him and see what he can do? Not saying that he's going to be all world, but I mean, he was better to me, he was always better than John Wolford. And but Stetson Bennett, basically, and I'll say it like this, and I'm saying it tongue in cheek because he hasn't proven it in the pros, and he had that his first year where he needed we all need that a mental health. He had mental health issues, and we have to have good mental health for us to function. So it's not his fault. He didn't mean to, but he kind of wasted that year on the field though. He needed to get right, but now he's focused. The guy's yoked out. He's learned a lot under Matthew Stafford how to look at game film and with Sean McVay. And to me, he's basically Brock Purdy with the mobility, bigger, stouter body with a better arm and a actual personality and swag. But he has to prove that he can do it at the pro level. To me, if Kyle Shanahan can get away with a good quarterback, decent quarterback like Brock Purdy with great players around him, then why can't Sean McVay, with the Stetson Bennett focused, with a better arm, little bigger build, and some fucking swag? The guy is fucking, I'm sorry to cuss. I just like the kid. I believe in the kid. The guy you don't win 2 national championships unless you got something. Nobody ever handed him anything. He walked on and he won 2 national championships. Now that's the college. I understand that. But I mean, look at it around the league, the quarterbacks. Look at Mac Jones is with Kyle Shanahan, and they're like, oh, he looks pretty good. Well, he's a decent quarterback, but it's got to be with the right coaches. McVay with the Stetson Bennett, we wouldn't be able to have. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was, they thought he was washed, and look at one couple games, handful of games, and McVay resurrected him. So we'll see what happens. But I'll stand by that. I want to see Stetson Bennett get great playing time, good playing time, and then I'll say, well, no, in this case, he's not what I thought. But I just think the kid has something, and he's cheap to keep him there. Ruben says Rudy has his Pinta shark, Pinta shank. Says that, and that's even if Jerry Jones would even let Micah Parsons go. No, they're not going to let him go. So back to what I was saying. Thank you. I got on to Raptor. So if we got Micah Parsons, we don't need him because we have those guys. If we got Micah Parsons, I got off track with the quarterbacks. We would have to give up at least one of those number ones. They probably want them both because we have the Atlanta Falcons. I'd say, okay, well, we're expecting to go deep in the playoffs, if not win the Super Bowl. We'll give you our pick, not the Falcons pick, because I don't think they're going to be that good this year. Or even if they were, we're probably going to go further than them. So we'll have a better pick with them. We'll give you our number one that we have already, not the Falcons pick that we got. And we'll give you a couple of 2s, which it's almost like a number one pick. If picking a second round for Micah Parsons. Imagine Micah Parsons with this defense. Goodness gracious. But then we have contracts coming up like a Colby Turner in a year or two. And, but it would be like adding a guy, excuse me, like we got Von Miller, but he was at the end of his career. It'd be like a guy in his prime. I mean, I saw somewhere where only him and Reggie White have in 4 years in a row had at least 12 or more sacks. So if we got Micah Parsons, at least defensive wise, we'd be looking at almost guaranteed, because the offensive side guys have to be not injured. Back-to-back Super Bowls. Gil, how you doing, brother? Brody, what do you think about the trade like they're talking about? Yep, we're talking perfect segue right there. Love it. It says, Torrey Holt got the snub again, man. It's crazy. I see these other guys, they're already, this guy's up next, and Drew Brees, and it's crazy, man. Bryce says, Rams saving that cap money. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. And also, too, because at mid-season, depending on Larry Jackson, we might need that first-round pick to maybe a team that's out of the playoffs. They have a decent left tackle, and if Larry Jackson is actually working with the team now lightly, he's not just working on the sidelines. So that's very good news. But we might have to use some of our assets to get somebody's left tackle that they're having a fire sale. And kind of like how the Niners were able to wiggle away Trent Williams from the Washington team. Crazy that somebody gave up a player like that. Rio says, I'm effing pumped up. Let's go, Big Horns. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. Danny Barry Sports, how you doing, brother? Happy Saturday, everyone. Yes, indeed. Love it. Go Rams. Yes. Oxnard Cowards. What are you going to do today? We're going to watch the Cowboys or go cow tipping about 7 o'clock. Bryce Smith says, it's too early to rent Parsons. We'll add any missing pieces closer to the trade. That's exactly right. Perfectly segued, Brian Smith. Read the room, McVay, and Les aren't Shanahan Lynch. Yeah, because he costs too much. Not that we wouldn't want him. We do want a guy like that. Check this out, too. Here's just something that I was going to show on Monday, but when I got my Puka the Cool figure, I got stoked. And so I came on. Look who was at Rams Park today. The GOAT. And look at this. Doesn't it look like he got Ram pants? He's coming back. He's coming back. I told you. No, those are just shorts. But peep that hat, baby. Peep that hat. Let me see if I can let's see if I can zoom it. Let's see. Can I zoom it on you? Zoom. No, it's too tall. No, it's not letting me. Dang you. Customize. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to mess with it. Okay. Well, anyway, so peep that hat up there. Let's see. That's a pretty nice looking hat. AD. Look at that. Look at that R right there. There's an R for you. It looks like an R. At least the brim's kind of blocking it, but that's pretty neat right there. I like that. So there's the GOAT was at Rams Park today. And so that's pretty cool too. Aaron Donald. Love it. Up says, with all that in mind, would hate to see Micah go to anyone in the division. Yeah, I mean, the team from Santa Clara, they are. Maybe we can get him. No, the Yorks are spending money with the Leeds United. They're throwing in the towel for this year. Let's see. But they got their own problems. Listen, we got to manage the cap and do all these things. But even, we complain about that. Well, we're not complaining, but we recognize that they have a problem on their offensive line. They have multiple offensive starters that are going to get paid. They're going to lose them. So, and they didn't draft very many backups at all. They're like a lot of guys that just came off the street and undrafted guys. And I didn't even put there we go. Undrafted guys. And They're gonna lose some. So, but anyway, who cares about them? But yeah, that's what's coming up for them. So they can't do that because they got so much stuff to worry about. Abba says the NFC West. Yes, indeed, baby. Kings of the NFC West. The El Rey of the NFC West. Brian Smith says, so far, many Ram fans have missed on Ramsey and Watt trades. Parsons is the third miss. Yeah, Ramsey, we didn't have the asset. I mean, if it was just a thing where we can just sign him as a free agent, we'd get him. But they wanted assets, and Miami gave up Fitzpatrick. Rubio says, LA didn't care where Parsons goes to, as long as he doesn't go to the Santa Clara Castro Square. Yep. But even if they got Micah Parsons, the defense, it would help the defense. But they got so many holes, man. The secondary is leaking oil. I mean, we don't wish injuries on nobody because we know what it's like. Demo's their only really good quarterback. Travarius Ward left, and he's disgruntled that he feels that they disrespected him. They didn't even field him an offer. Mustafa is going to be out for a little while, but basically have Demo and this Mustafa and a bunch of guys, and then we come to town and we got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Jordan Whittington and Xavier Smith and Mumfield and Tutu Kachu Atwell. And then we got Terrence Ferguson. I mean, don't be surprised that we put up a 40 spot on that defense. So it would be effective. Just hold them out. Give Stafford 3.5 seconds so Stafford can get the ball downfield. And they don't got no Greenlaw no more. They got a bunch of fill-ins. It's always funny. I get a kick out, and people ask me why do you watch like the Larry Krugers or my guy Grant Cohn. I love my guy Grant Cohn because we end up tag teaming Kyle Shanahan and his flaws. But I like to see what they're saying. And every player, I appreciate my guy Larry Kruger. He's one of the best at it. He's a great Niner content creator. But like the guys guys that they got rid of in the past, like Greenlaw, what's the other guy? Armstead, DeForest Buckner. Every time they get a guy, he's got to build like DeForest Buckner, like he's going to play like the guy they couldn't sign or they didn't sign. Like, relax. These guys are athletes. They got to play though. But I can understand because they're trying to hype up their supporters and stuff. But like, this guy has bigger arms than Stafford. That'd be like us saying that. Brian Smith says Dulloch's best shot is the practice squad. He's undersized. Yeah, he's undersized. Remember too, though, Brian Smith, that is correct. But so was .com, London Fletcher. Now I'm not sure the size difference between the two, but the guy punched the ball out. The guy's around the ball. He's physical. And remember, we got young guys. He's a veteran, so that's why it would help us still. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think he's going to be a starter, though. Actually, I really do. I think he's got the green dot already, and he's just going to, do that until one of our guys knock him off as far as their play time. But we signed him for a couple of years, I believe. Rubio says, "May I have? I may have changed my name, but it's always F the night." Love it. My guy John Bomber, how you doing, brother? Rudy, thank you for the Kevin Green. Thank you, man. I just wish I would have did it on his birthday. I missed it. I sometimes I miss him, and I said I can't not post. So on my community post, I said a happy birthday to belated birthday, heavenly belated birthday to the great Kevin Green, and so that's what John's saying. So appreciate it, man. No, he was one of the greatest Rams of all time. The woman who shall be nameless, let him go to Pittsburgh, just like Jerome Bettis. And, that is letting, I'm not going to get into that, but a lot of great guys should have not, it kills me. You can't keep everybody, but, Wendell Tyler went to the Niners back in the day. Who else? Isaac Bruce played on the 49ers. Lawrence Phillips played on the 49ers. He's the one, by the way, who missed the block that Aeneas Williams with the Cardinals clean cleaned Steve Young's clock, and that made him retire. And but over the years, man, it sucks when our guys we get rid of our guys, But yes, indeed, the great Kevin Green. He was such a great guy. I remember at Anaheim Stadium, him and Jerome Bettis would always stand back and sign as much as they could. They were very gentlemen and great with the fans, and we would tell him we loved him. Thank you for everything, man. And he hated the 49ers just like Aaron Donald. He hated the 49ers just like he hated losing to the 49ers. We would normally split with them when he was there with Jim Everett. But he hated the 49ers. He hated Joe Montana. There was that game where we needed in 1988. The Rams needed the game to win the wild card. And the Rams, with Jim Everett, throw like 3 or 4 touchdowns. They sacked Joe Montana. They even brought him Steve Young to give him a spark at the end. And Kevin Green called it out. He's, I'm going to kick his ass, something like that. And to Joe Montana. And he got in there and sacked him about 4 times himself. They had about 6 or 7 sacks, 6, maybe even 8 sacks. Great time, 1988. We needed that game to get into the wild card, and we got in there, baby. We beat him like something like 38-13 or something at the end. And let me get my guy, the GOAT, out of the way. I was like, why are you still there, GOAT? There he is. So the great Kevin Green, baby, celebrating Kevin Green to a happy heavenly birthday. To the great Kevin Green, aka the Hulkster, the Ram Hulkster, with his blonde hair flowing out of the helmet, and rest in peace to the Hulkster too. He very growing up, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I know there's some stuff that came out with him. What's the word I'm looking for to be polite? Some bad stuff that came out about him and that he said too. But I'm just remembering the guy that, with that song coming down and the Andre the Giant and seeing him in Rocky. So I just prefer to remember him like that. But yes, indeed, baby. But I appreciate you, John. Yes, indeed. Kevin Green, I love that. He was a beast for sure. Yep, sure. Yep. Rubio says, let's hear it for Luka signing. Yes, 3-year extension. He's going to sign a max extension after his 2-year extension. Now, the thing about Luka is he's a lot skinnier. Luka is, and mind you, he looked up to Kobe like a lot of these younger players do, like all of us do too, the Mamba. But he's got that Mamba mentality because Kobe most likely spoke to him. I remember there's a story about Butler. What's his name with us? One of our Lakers players, Cameron Butler, something like that. You guys have it in the chat. Was telling him because he loved to drink Mountain Dews, and Kobe looked at him. What are you doing, man? What are you doing to your body? Like telling him not to drink that stuff. We all do, but these are professional athletes, and most likely he told Luka, gave him some tips about working out with him, probably try to get him to work out with him, but he's taking it serious. He's on the Health and Fitness magazine, and he looks good, man. And that's going to prolong his career, save his back, all that stuff. But yes, indeed. Great comment. Albo says, not sure Stetson could match Purdy. I have to see what Stetson puts on. Yep, exactly right. I just say just skill wise, that when you look at the agility, the skill set, the arm, he's got a little stronger arm than Brock Purdy, and the swag, I would love for him to, but he has to prove it the pros for sure. It doesn't matter what they did in college. They have to prove it in the pros, but I'm just look at Doug Flutie, look at Brock Purdy, guys that are smaller guys. If he focused and with Sean McVay, I think he can make plays with us, and I like the mobility and I like the swag and the Baker Mayfield in him. I like that. Remember, Baker Mayfield was headbutting guys without a helmet. He was headbutting guys after that Raider game, and the guys had helmets on. They looked at him like, "What the hell?" He was all stoked. But yeah, I got you, but for sure, he has to show it. Brian Smith says, who will be this year's Lance McClutchin? Yeah, I remember Lance McClutchin, man. We were like, give him a shot, but we don't see anything except for the highlights. But right now in camp is Jordan Whittington and Mumfield. Mumfield in camp is turning heads. Got Devontae Adams on my last live talking about him. Hold on, guys. Jordan Whittington is more confident, like Stetson Bennett, more confident. He's not second guessing things. He doesn't feel that he has to show what he can do in every play. Jordan Whittington too. He's learned under Cooper Kupp. Now he's learned other tricks of the trade from Devontae Adams, as is Puka, and the guy's yoked out. He's getting his pro body and learn how to take care of himself through the year, through the long season, 17 games and the playoffs. And so, but yeah, Jordan Whittington and Mumfield too is doing a Puka Nacua. They're talking about Mumfield as being the Puka Nacua of this year. I mean, he's not. Most likely with all these receivers, he's not going to have the year that Puka Nacua had, but he's going to be a weapon, baby. I cannot wait. John Bauer says, "Good point, Rudy. All of our players on our team every season have to prove themselves." Yes, yeah, but especially with me because you'll be in my shit house, like AKA Ben Skoranek was, man. And Tutu Atwell, for you guys that see earlier shows and remember, I used to show this picture Tutu Atwell used to have. It looked like it was a bad, horrible pic. If you guys ever got up to the DMV and took your picture and you just woke up and your hair was flying everywhere, I was like, come on, Tutu. But he's starting to show some flashes, helped us win that game against the Niners to help sweep them. And so, but we got him back. And so, as long as you're showing improvement and doing what you should do, you'll be fine with me. If you're not up to snuff, you'll be in my shit house, man. Because you know what? To me, every NFL player they're a professional football player, and they're one of the cream of the crop. So if you're a wide receiver, you should catch automatically because you're a professional. 7 out of 10 balls. That don't mean you'll be a Pro Bowler, but you should be able to do better than me when it comes to catching the ball. Like will you ever see like a outside shooter that's a professional guy, maybe played in the European League or whatever, and he's just like bucket after bucket. Why aren't you in the pros? A kicker too. If you're an NFL player, a professional, you should make at least 75%, 80% just because you're that good. I don't know. Maybe I'm I just don't know. Yep. Exactly, my guy. Try bang, bang, nothing in the 21st century, gang. Yes, indeed. The bang, bang got no rang. Love it. Let's see. My guy Stockton. There you are, my brother. I didn't bring you on because I was unannounced live. I was showing my figure. I'm here, bitches. What did I miss? We're just talking about my figure. Hopefully you saw it right here. Our Puka Nacua. And they're talking about Micah Parsons. What do you think about Micah Parsons? And are you going to go Sunday, Stetson? Stetson Stockton. I hope you can go, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on with my nephew. I still haven't talked to him. And he just text messaged me. And so I don't know what the hell was going on. Luckily, my sister came through and then he did and finally texted me. But you could have went today if he would have gave me the damn information sooner. But it is what it is. He's been working but I you got to get back to me. You got to get back to me. But it's okay. At least he came through for Sunday. Elvis says, Whittington, I bet he does stuff this preseason. Looking forward to it, man. He looks so good, man. He looks so good. Brian Smith says, I predict the Rams 4th string will outplay the Cowboys 4th string. Oh, yeah. We got a lot of depth, man. Yeah, they're struggling with their own starters. And then they got Parsons in there. A lot of distractions. Yes, indeed. What I like about the Rams is every year 1 or 2 young players really show what they can do. And we have a good group of young players. Yeah. Is our guy Jarquez Hunter. Woo! That guy's got some speed, baby. He's got some speed. He's got game breakaway speed, which we've been missing, and he leans into you. He falls forward, and he's physical. He looks for guys to punish. Uh, I'm stoked about Blake Corum too, but I like speed, baby. We missed that Todd Gurley effect. Not saying he's Todd Gurley at all, but once he gets a full head of steam, the guy's gone. Love it, love it, love it. And we missed that. I appreciate Kyrie Williams and all that. I'm a little upset about him about putting the ball on the carpet against the Eagles, but listen, for me, the best player plays. The best player plays, baby. Burrow says, what's up, Rudy? Can't wait until Houston. I'm ready for this season. How you doing, Burrow? Yes, indeed, baby. I can't wait either. I cannot wait. What the hell's the matter with my mouse? I goes, hell no, Parsons, Rudy. F that. It will take multiple. Yeah, they're gonna want a lot. And that asset wants over 40 million. Yeah. We don't need them, but we can almost guarantee back-to-back Super Bowls if our offense stays healthy with that guy in there. Can you imagine? It would be almost unfair, and I would love it. Gil says, I think we save the money and the picks and get ready for our next quarterback. Yes. Yep. That's exactly right, Gil. Exactly right. That'd be the responsible thing to do. Because we can easily just give them the money, give them our picks. But no, if Matthew Stafford, instead of 37, was 28, maybe. But yeah, we have these next 2 years earmarked for a Super Bowl at Levi Stadium, aka SoFi North, our house, and SoFi is hosting the stadium next year, 2026. We have those 2 years, this year and next year, earmarked to do some damage. We want to win this Super Bowl and then win next Super Bowl. I've been saying that for the last a year or two when I found out that Levi Stadium is going to host the Super Bowl. And I think kind of like how I think Les Snead and Sean McVay is thinking, especially Sean McVay already having a ring over his good buddy Kyle Shanahan. Imagine too. And winning at his stadium after having to go through all the regular season wins that they got against us, the 6 in a rows, all them Niner fans coming to SoFi, and then a couple weeks earlier they had their Dodger hats on, talking about go LA. That we're here. This is our destiny, baby. This is your destiny. Oops, here we go. Saka says, we need our picks and cap room for a possible QB replacement soon. Stafford injury has been nervous. Yeah. Also, too, I don't know if we can pry him away, but do you think we can get and I'm not that great a big fan of his, Herbert. We'll see. But you know what? As far as drafting a quarterback, there's quarterbacks that with Sean McVay as the head coach, that we can get in free agency and we can win. And look at Joe Flacco over there. I'm not saying with Joe Flacco, but what are the Browns doing? The Browns doing? They don't got nobody else, and he's lighting it up again in Brownstown. So I says Stafford has been going to a spine specialist, not having good. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but he's probably just tired of having a sore back. But yeah, he's older. He's got a lot of miles on him. We just got to keep him upright, baby. Larry Jackson's is going to be key. Burrow Stoffer says that is good news with the blood clot. Larry Jackson, yes indeed, Electric Jackson, Action Jackson. But yeah, he's working out with the team now. They were doing without pads, and so he was on the line and getting his technique down. And so, but they're managing it. They're managing it. Master says, hit the like button and subscribe button so we can get Rams news updates. Appreciate you, Master. Yeah. The more likes any live or recording gets, it makes it easier for people to find the channel. So yes, indeed. Thank you, Master. Appreciate you, brother. You could also follow me on Twitter at Ramelia Sports. Appreciate you. Let's see. All right. Brian Smith says, John Bomber, why the Rams roster is solidifying going into season? McVay and Snead will access what's needed. Yep. How you doing, SG? Appreciate you, brother. He says, hi. How you doing, SG? Appreciate you, SG. Stockton says, Nate Landman, Kobe Turner dealing with injuries now. Also, Stafford not participating in joint practice with the Cowboys. I saw something about more injuries, but I haven't looked into it. This time of year, guys are getting ready. Guys are getting hurt. Guys are having this and that. We just got to make it to game one, man. Shoot. John Bomber says, so true. Brian Smith, the GM and the coach and the key are building it. Yes, indeed, baby. And they have already done it. Yes, indeed. Shardal in the chat. Brian Smith says, Landman has the green dot. Yep. He's going to be starting most likely. They've already been very impressed. They can't get enough of him. But as long as he plays, the very best player plays. And so I like for the young guys to learn from him too. And most likely they'll rotate. So the fact that Stafford is not participating in joint practice and going to spine specialist is not effing good, you guys. No, it's not good. But I think the main reason why he's not playing with the Cowboys is not to take a chance, because they're not our team. Like, we can control our team mates. But, not saying that they'd be dirty, but I don't trust them. Especially, you guys remember a guy named the quarterback that we had, Green. And you remember, and it was a preseason game, not a workout, but a scrimmage game. But you remember Rodney Harrison coming at the knee. Even if he could go, I think we might hold him out just because he's been out all this time. This is Kevin Green, 91, the Hulk Hogan of the Los Angeles Rams. Yep, we used to call him the Hulkster. Love it. Gil, Reynolds too, 83 Reynolds, Flipper's number. Yes, indeed. Marcus Pope. Yes, indeed. Rubio says Marcus Pope played with the Winers too. Yeah, Marcus Pope. I really liked him. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Brian Smith says Puna Ford is this year's Kevin's green beast. Puna Ford is going to be a beast, man. I know it sucks that we got rid of, we had to let him go. Bobby Brown III, my prerogative, because he's just starting to come on, and he kind of complained in the social media that, they didn't really give me a chance. Well, listen, man, we play the best players play, and they decided not to use you. So that's okay to be upset because you want to get the playing time, but you got to show us. And you did start to show us some things. But I would have loved, my guy, and I'm not putting it on you, but I'm going to say it like this. I would have loved for you to, and you're a different player than Brandon Fisk, but when Brandon Fisk went out against the Philadelphia Eagles, I would have loved for you to have taken over for him and get in Hurts' face and knock that ball out a couple times. But you're more like a ball, like a run, like a stopgap run lineman. Who, if it's open, you can get the quarterback, but Brandon Fisk is a little bit more pass rusher, skill set. But I would have loved for you, man, to have got in there because Brandon Fisk went out and you got more playing time in that game, and we could have. And you played very good against the run at times, but we need that ball back. Yep. You got the green dot. Burrow says, rest in peace, Kevin Green. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Gil. Got Caron Butler. Yeah, he told Caron Butler they were great friends. What are you doing, man? Because he saw him drinking a Mountain Dew, and that was one of his favorite drinks. He said, what are you doing, man? Because Kobe, his body's his temple. That's why he was able to last so long. Yeah, thank you, Caron Butler. Yes, indeed. John Bomber says, I see in the chat that Stockton is back. Yes, indeed. I'm glad. I thought it might have been captured by Brian Kohlberg. Burrow says Rams are going 14-3 record this season for Kevin. I would love it, man. From your lips to God's ears, baby. And the great Ram in the sky. Burrow Stover says, and I'm going to win the Super. Man, that's what we got to do, baby. Man, listen. Us winning the championship game against the Niners, then winning the Super Bowl for the second time in Los Angeles, 1951 at the LA Coliseum at home, our home stadium, 2021 at SoFi. the next best thing to beating the Niners championship game and then winning the Super Bowl at home in LA is beating the Niners at Levi Stadium. Man, oh man. I would be almost as happy and in some ways happier than winning the Super Bowl at home than winning it at Levi Stadium. Can you imagine how? Oh man, the jokes, man. Hey man, you gonna put a replica of our trophy in your trophy case? I already pictured. Man, they thought I was ruthless. Now, oh man, woo. Or as the Nature Boy says, woo. Oh man, I could already picture it. Man, like, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. I thought it was an inside joke. Rubio says the cowgirls are our cheeks. What kills me too, I'm just gonna say it like this. You know how we have Los Angeles Rams stickers and things on the window, and there was one guy, and I got to be careful because I like to joke around. And the guy had a truck, those picture big 4x4, tall. I think it was even a Dodge Ram, and on the back of his window just said Cowboys, right? And so me being the butthole I am, the a-hole, I saw him drive up and he came in, and I go, "Hey man, is that your truck with the Cowboys in the back?" And knowing it was his, and he said, "Yeah, it's my that's right, yeah, yeah it is." And I go, "Man, Cowboys, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, they have a football team too." Oh man, he looked at me like, "Oh, you got me," like, because it doesn't say Dallas Cowboys. I was just messing with them, but. Oh man, because it's a little different. We can put Rams, but still you want to put LA Rams because it's Colorado Rams, if it was in the right font. But I was just giving it to. Oh man, I need my Charlie Murphy. I forgot to add my Charlie Murphy laugh in here. Burrow Stover says in the 49ers house sweep the Winers. Yes, indeed, sweeping again, baby. John Bomber sucked, and we haven't heard you were at a casino. I was just making a joke, man. Okay, you guys are good. You guys are good. Stockton gives it to everybody. Stockton says Lance McClutchin and Nelson Spruce preseason studs. I didn't know who that was, but yeah, he's just joking. Rubio says Zach Stacy. Zach Stacy. Yes. Zach Stacy. I was looking forward to him being good, man. Yeah. Zach Stacy. And remember the guy that got shot, the Rams, Ricky Pearsall. It really messed up his career. If you guys remember his name too. And I remember we had Eddie Kennison back in the day, and man. Yeah, one guy just retired. Oh, let me put it in there. Sorry. My guy Stockton says, Rudy, why is the chat not on the side of the screen? I took it off because I was showing my figure. In case you didn't hear, I came on unannounced because I unboxed our Puka Nakua figure. You probably saw it, but cool figure. There goes his little thing. Cool figure at Walmart, $29.99. So that's why I came unannounced. Also, too, you guys already saw the alerts. Thank you, Stockton, for telling me. I didn't realize I didn't put the chat back. Sunday's live. Tomorrow's live. Tomorrow's the big day. It's my mom's birthday, number one. Number two is tomorrow me and the fellas are going to watch. Hold on. Let me get this for you. Let me move you out of the way. Puka. Hold on. So me and like 5 of my friends from high school, we used to go to the movie theaters all the time. We were talking about this the other day. And I love going to the movie theaters. I used to go by myself. I want to go to movie theaters. I didn't have to pay for a date. Some of the movies that we watch, Major League, Goonies, all the great movies, man. Rocky movies. One of the great movies that we would watch and was knee slapping. I talked about this last time, and my buddy bought us all tickets. Is this movie, The Naked Gun? I cannot wait. Now, nobody can replace Leslie Nielsen, but I've heard that it's pretty funny, and so I'm looking forward to it. So my buddy bought us all tickets. So I'm gonna go wish my mom a happy birthday, and bring her something, and then we're gonna all head out to watch the movie like in the old days, and watch this movie. And I'm not sure when I'm going to come back, when I'm going to be back to do my live. So then we're going to have dinner, and it's going to be great hanging out with the fellas, and I'm looking forward to it. I really hope it's good. I've heard some good stuff about it, and so that's what I'm looking forward to. And so but yeah, so that's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just not sure what time I'll be back. So that's why I set it up for Monday. Monday Nitro. Ramelia Sports Report, Monday Nitro, first edition. Monday evening, 7:05. Let's see. But thank you, Doctor, for telling me about that. Let's see. Bryce Smith says Zach Stacy made the team. McCutcheon, not no comparison. Those are names from the past. Maybe John Barber says yes. Talking. Oh, no, you guys are good. No, it's okay. We're all Ramlia here, Ramley Familia. But it's good to clear it up. Hunter says could be the Lance McClutchin. Hunter could be the Lance McClutchin. Brian says absolutely. I'm just saying. Let's see. Here we go. I'm just saying Stacy was all pro in the preseason, but not in the right. Yep. There's been a lot of all pros in the regular season. You're like, what happened? Yep. Rubio says Escalator Gang. Burrow says it would be nice to go back to the NFC Championship game once again. Matthew Stafford needs one more Super Bowl. Yes, baby. We have a chance. We had a chance last year. On the 13-yard line. The 13-yard line at Philly. Philly crowd going nuts. Stafford is leading us. I was yelling at the TV, man. I was on my recliner. And I was like, let's go. I really thought that Puka Nakua or somebody was going to come over the middle, and they were doing that too. But unfortunately, our guy, our center rookie phenom couldn't hold Jalen Carter long enough. That is what it is, man. But we missed it by this much, the great Get Smart. John Barber says SoFi North and SoFi. Yes, indeed, baby. Brian Smith says Nelson, Spruce, Lance, McClutchin types. Perkins. Love it. Burrow says Matthew Stafford needs. Yep, we got that one. Yes, indeed, he definitely does. So do we, baby. So, because why didn't Stafford take care of all this in the offseason? That's what makes me think the injury is a newer one. And we're just saying, Well, let me run this to you right now as you said that. Let me say this. I think the Stafford's going to be fine still, but I'm just going to run devil's advocate. So check this out. Remember, there was reports that Tom Brady was meeting Matthew Stafford on the down low, but out in the open type of thing. And he was going to try and convince Matthew Stafford to go to the Raiders. And so was, former head coach Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's like, I promise you I'm not going to die before you. I'm just kidding because he's an older coach. But anyway, Staff, it didn't make sense to me. We, like I said before, there was even content creators that were saying, oh, it's going to be 30-40% that Matthew Stafford is gone. And I'm like, what? To the Raiders? Rebuilding with like two guys that are good? Crosby and whoever else they had? No. No matter how much money they gave him. I can't remember the other teams, but it didn't make sense to me. But also, too, now that you're saying that, Stockton, do you think, and I'm going to say something else at the end, so I think it'll kind of cross this out, but do you think that Matthew Stafford and his agent was thinking that if Stafford said, yeah, I'm going to accept it, and the Rams were out of court of Matthew Stafford and out of the game now, they're not going to match the offer. Do you think he might not have been thinking that he might not have been able to pass the physical? So what happens? Let's say, okay, I'm Matthew Stafford. I'm going to accept the offer, right? You got to have a physical before you get your money, and I don't pass the physical. Do the Raiders? Does he put himself in a bad light, and now he loses money with the Rams, or what do you think? That'd be the right thing to do if you have a sore back. But then again, to shoot that down, just having conversation, he looked good in OTAs. So, but yeah, you never know, man. Professional sports, but I think he'll be fine. Brian Smith says that Burrow agreed. He's in the Hall of Fame either way. Yeah, I believe that too. I've said this before. He's in the top 10 in almost every category. He's going to pass. Is it Dan Marino? I can't remember. He's going to pass somebody in yards this year. By the way, Sean McVay is 12 regular season wins away from matching the great Bill Walsh in wins as a head coach. Amazing. And Bill Walsh don't have a statue. He has a couple more rings than he has a few more rings than McVay, but that was the pre-free agent time. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, Matthew Stafford for me cemented it in year one. Going through that, they were saying, is it the Detroit Lions management and ownership, or is it Matthew Stafford? Why he's not a Super Bowl champion, right? Well, a resounding, it was them, because you had Detroit Ram fans for Stafford, Lion fans for Stafford, saying Matthew Stafford, they were rooting for him because they wanted to see the boy do good. Their boy from all them years taking it on the chin for the team, right? He cemented his legacy, in my opinion, with that game-winning drive in the Super Bowl. The no-look pass to Cooper Kupp. The cojones he had, almost the size of mine. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, for me, he cemented his legacy. Basaka says, yeah, he had 4 months of doing nothing. He participated in an OTA program, and then all of a sudden, he's seen a specialist on his back. Very fishy. Who knows? Maybe he got frisky. Steve-O says, enter Jimmy G versus Kyle. Can you imagine? I would hate that because I want Matthew Stafford out there. But Jimmy Garoppolo, and I made a tweet to, hold on, let me show you the tweet that I made to our guy, Grant Cohn, a friend of the show. Let me show you what I put. Hold on. And I know that I just came on because I was showing you my figure, but I like talking with you guys. So, and it won't be till Monday. I'll be back, but because of Sunday, I got my I think going with my buddies. Hold on. Hold on. So Jimmy Garoppolo has been looking pretty good in camp. Now, forget about the Jimmy Garoppolo you saw with the Raiders, and forget about the Jimmy Garoppolo you saw at times with the Kyle Shanahan. And to Jimmy Garoppolo's credit, Jimmy Garoppolo even said, "These plays suck." I tweeted this, and check this out. Let me show you. And remember, the one game that he started against the Seahawks, he almost pulled it out. Now, almost is only good in horseshoes and everything else, like they say, but he almost pulled it out. Let me move me out of the way. I want to make it where it's bigger. That's what she said. Hold on. Come on. Here, I'm going to have to move this out real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to show you. Okay, there we go. Just going to move that real quick, and I'll put the chat back in. So, that's what I put there. Grant Cohn, my guy. Looks like Jimmy Garoppolo with Sean McVay might be better than Mac Jones with Kyle Shanahan. The Rams QB room is deep. Not sure if Jimmy ever got the shot of the day. He has a shot of the day on a deep pass clip with the Niners in training camp. Check down Jimmy is now let it fly JG. And so he the Rams posted this clip of Jimmy Garoppolo going deep to Jordan Whittington. I'll bring you that clip in a second, but let me reset my chat. And so we know that Jimmy Garoppolo is he is who he is, but I think he'll be fine with the Sean McVay in the short term. And hold on one second. And so on one hand, it would be hilarious if Jimmy Garoppolo beat Brock Purdy and the Niners. And that could be because their secondary is shot. They got nobody except for Demo. And Demo's only one guy. Who's going to cover? Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell with a full head of steam, Xavier Smith, OJ Willie Bowen's guy, Mumfield. And so check this clip out. Let's just give you a little taste of little Jimmy G throwing against that Niners secondary and getting the clip of the day. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Jimmy G. JG, let it fly. Here, let me set this up here. Here we go. JG, let her rip, baby. So that's just a light, deep pass, beautiful little spiral, little tinge in there. But he just let it, Jimmy G. You didn't see that with the Niners. They check down Jimmy over there with Kyle Shanahan's offense, throwing to a wide open Kittle. But yeah, so that would be something else. Stockton says Stafford is a vet, but he needs some kind of live reps before the season. Yeah, he definitely does. I got you. Or he's gonna be rusty as hell, and he can't start slow. Yeah, that's what happened when he was injured in the 2022 season, and Allen Robinson was like a sleepwalking, and they could never get on the same page. Thank you, Rubio. Trent Green against the Chargerettes. Yep. Trent Green was the guy that they went low. That's why I'm saying that if Stafford was available, we might hold him out anyway because he was out all this time because you can't trust another team's players. It might even be a guy trying to make a name for himself and comes in low or twinges his back. That's all I'm saying. Had he been in there the whole time, he would be in there. Suckers, I don't like. I don't know, guys. I don't like to be negative, but everything's going on Stafford smells like shit. I don't like. I don't have a good feel. It's okay. Um, you have what you have, the feeling that you have, and there's nothing wrong with letting us know and thinking that way. I don't. I mean, I'm very positive about the situation because Stafford realizes, and that he can't help if he's hurt. It doesn't matter what you have in your mind that you want, but he realizes these next 2 seasons are his swan song, and he has the best chance since he got here in his first year to win another Super Bowl, because this Rams team this year is probably better, but better than the team that he won the Super Bowl with, because he's got a plethora of running backs, not just Cam, not just our guy Cam Akers, who got hurt right before. And then we had to get Sony Michel off the scrap heap. He's got a plethora of wide receivers, a plethora of running backs. He's got a defensive line, young guys that have a motor, high motor. We got more replenishments on linebacking core. Honestly, we have a better linebacking core than we did when we won the Super Bowl. The secondary without Jalen Ramsey is not the same, but we have a couple better guys across the board. So we'll see what happens, baby. We'll see what happens. But yep, there's nothing wrong with you having that feeling. Maybe Stafford threw his back out, was effed. That was why he wanted that one check from the Rams. Oh no, I think he'll be fine. Really, I do. But you have a right to think the way you do. It's okay. Gil says, believe me, I've been going through the back pain for 10 years. There's so much in my legs. Also, be careful when you're dealing with back issues. My surgery was not good. Yeah, man. I had neck fusion surgery, so I didn't have back surgery. But yeah, when you're dealing with back issues, neck issues, but it is scary because that's our guy. Without Matthew Stafford, like, well, we can go pretty far in the playoffs, but I don't know about the Super Bowl. But Jimmy Garoppolo has made it to the Super Bowl, but it'd be asking a lot. Steve says he's always injured. Surprised he lasted this long. Well, that is true, but also too, he's hurt because of all the beatings he took in Detroit, and he's an older quarterback, but he also has been able to be on the field. He manages his pain. And so we don't want him to have to do that, but that is too. The guy's a warrior. Bryce says, I'll be rooting against Jacksonville this year since Liam Cohen poached a lot of our McVay staff. Not sure why teams do that. McVay can't be duplicated. John Bomber says 14-3 would be, yes, I would love that. But yeah, for sure. Our guys leave us and they want to help themselves, and that's smart though. Getting guys that they already work with and they feel comfortable with, and they poach our guys. Like I says, if you're gonna root against McVay coaches, you'll be rooting against half of the league now. Yeah, the coaching tree is just like branches everywhere. I got you. I had you, Brian Smith. Ruby says it's crazy because all the Texans hates the West Coast, especially LA. The one thing I'll give Texas though, and give him his flowers and props, is the quarterback there. CJ Stroud is a big Matthew Stafford fan. He actually says if Matthew Stafford instead of Aaron Rodgers played in Green Bay, he'd have more rings than Aaron Rodgers has won. Isaiah Peed, great comment, man. Great comment, Isaiah Peed. Remember Rams roster guys, Elvis Peacock, you older guys. Who else? As a Dodger fan, I remember we had players like Jero Harris. Was that that was a Dodger guy, right? There was another guy that somebody broke out one time, and I was busting my butt off. Elvis Peacock, Duckworth, the wide receiver. Who else? The guy that we just drafted in St. Louis, number 1 pick, and never didn't turn out. Robinson, I think, was his last name. Steve says half the league. Name the coach tree. Well, not he just means there's a lot, but there's a lot. There's a lot. Stedman Bailey. Yes, indeed, baby. Stedman Bailey. Stedman Bailey got shot. Yeah, man. He had a promising career. He looked pretty good. Yeah, man. God bless him. From the Green Bay Packers, right? What happened to my connection? What's going on? Sorry, something's coming up. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, Liam Cohen. I can't remember the other ones. Not just coordinators. Stockton says, I watched Happy Gilmore. I was pretty disappointed. It was mid. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I didn't like that's what I was telling you. I didn't like what they did with the wife. Spoiler alert, non-spoiler. I'm not gonna tell you what happened, but they could have handled it way better. It would have been a better movie if they would have. If you guys see, you know what I'm talking about. Some of them were reaching. It was just a fun movie. It didn't cost us anything. We already have Amazon. Because it really didn't do such a great classic justice. Yeah, sometimes that happens with sequels though too. But yeah, and it's been so long. Rubio says, I wonder who's playing Norberg, O.J. Simpson part. There's some guy they show the picture on the trailer, and that's his dad. Everyone's looking at their dads from the old movies, in the police department. And then one guy's O.J.'s. It seems to be that's O.J.'s son on there, the character Norberg. And then Steve says, what were you expecting from Gilmore? Gilmore 2. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it. I laughed. There were some parts that I laughed. Steve says, I heard it's corny but funny. I liked it. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie, but it was fine. Sox, is it true they're having a black guy play Bill Walsh in a movie? What the heck? If that's true, what's the most? That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard of. Worse than Black Cat. No, I haven't heard that. No, I haven't heard that. Steve says, I heard Denzel, but from dumb epi. Okay, so that's got to be fake. That wouldn't make sense because, not that somebody can't do a great acting job, but you got to at least kind of make the guy look like him. Rubio says, Stockton, I 100% agree. Keep things the same. Don't ruin classics. Yep. VBs, how you doing? Shudar. Yes, indeed. Shudar Sanders, is he gonna Flacco's a starter, right? Is he gonna get a chance to play? We'll see. Steve says, Rudy, behind the comments like Beto, give a I'm sorry, I'm talking. $100 for a dime hits it. He took it and blocked me. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. I haven't talked to my guy Beto. I gotta see how he's doing. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, man. But he's been a good dude to me. We get good arguments, but I'm sorry if that happened to you. We're going back to the physicals. Matthew Stafford, and then trade for Malik Willis. Is that what you're talking about? Jameis Winston would be good for under McVay. Jameis Winston. He scares me with all them picks, though, man. Winston got shafted. Here, let me catch up in the chat, and I'll come back to you guys. BB says, Raheem, Cohen, Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Rubio says, Godfather 2, the GOAT of sequels. Let me ask you guys a question. I know I'm in the minority here, meaning not a lot of people don't agree with me, but what do you guys think about Godfather 3? Now, I know talking about sequels, I know what everybody says, it was garbage. Okay, you can't compare it to the other two. Number one, it happened years later, and it's the third one. There's no Robert De Niro. You got Al Pacino on his last legs. But what do you think about just the movie? And I'll tell you some of my things about it. I'm not saying it matches any of those movies, but what do you think about the movie, period? Steven Jackson, number 39 jersey. Yes, indeed, baby. He should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Eric Couch. Remember, we got that guy from the New York Giants. What was his name? The cornerback. Dang it, I can't remember. He was only with us for a cup of coffee. We were like, okay, cool. He's pretty good. He didn't do nothing. He was married to a celebrity wife, I think. Daryl Richardson. Love it. Trump candidate. What was it? Trump candidate. Yes, indeed. Love it. Love it. Rubio says CJ Stroud is out of Rancho Cucamonga High School. Love it. He's the guy, sophomore jinx last year. He'll be okay this year. They had a lot of injuries. Jock 42's camp highlights look good so far. Rudy, yes, indeed, baby. My nephew sent me a bunch of pictures. I'll show them to you on Monday. VB says we need Stafford ready for the Texans. Yes, indeed, we got to have him. Rubio says, Rudy, I had C-spine fusion for surgery too. Oh my goodness, on my C4, C5, C6, and C7. Wow, back 2004. My neck has I can't look up very good. I'm all stiff. Yeah. It's like Yoda's on your neck. VB says Kelly Stafford is probably doing much. Is probably doing too much. She's been doing too much since she's been in LA. Yeah, her podcast is getting. She just says stuff off the cuff, man. You got to tip your hat to her. She's doing her thing, I guess. Jock 40 says, "What's up, Rudy? Jimmy G will win the Super Bowl. Green face smiling." Wouldn't that be? I mean, that'd be horrible for us to have to sit through. But if we won, we'd be happy. But imagine that. VB says, no, we're better than 2021. We will see. This team, I'm telling you, we will see. Even if we may not be, but I think we could be by the end of the year. Jalen Ramsey makes a difference in the secondary, though. Rubio says, when I twinge my back, I smoke my green stuff. You got little cataracts. VB says, Allen Robinson was the worst FA pickup under Snead. Yeah, can't believe the Steelers took him. Yeah, thank God for the Steelers, for Dotson and him. Steve says that was a nice ball. No, yeah, that was just a nice, lofty. But in camp he's been doing nice things too. I love Mumps routes. There we go. I heard I heard. The field is turf now. I've never seen it. BB says, I was a Seahawks game to end the season. Thought we could have won it. We had a chance to. We had a chance to. He played okay. My guy, One Kelly Ram. How you doing, brother? Gilville Rubio. Love it, love it, love it. August 28th, baby. Steve says, gear release date, the day he gets remonetized. Gear release date, it's coming, baby, it's coming. But also too, it sucks that I talked to this on another live that they are going to get rid of our alternate two. We have two jerseys that we can still use, alternate jerseys, but they're going to get rid of that for the rivalry jersey, which we're just going to wear one time. That's what we're waiting for, the black or blue jerseys, navy blue. Oops, hold on. Love it, love it, love it. So Steven hasn't had a title since AstroTurf was. Steven says, I thought that was done 2 years ago. Elbow, yeah, he's got a lot of injuries. The elbow, but he comes up, baby. He get the hell off me. Those injuries. What kind of said, what's up, me Ramilia? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. I'm catching up in the chat, so I'm going back up. Appreciate you. Sorry that I fell behind. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me. Born in East LA. Greg Robinson. Yes, Greg Robinson, man. Here's to you, Greg Robinson. Don't let the door hit you in the ass as you walk away. Hey, hey, hey. Ruben Eddies, how you doing, Ruben? That's Jason Seahorn. Yes, indeed. Seahorn of No Plenty. I remember he made one interception, I think. But he was done already. We just kind of got him. Jason Seahorn from New York Giants. Married to actress Angie. That's what it was. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Here we go. Godfather 3 was Cheeks. Michael Corleone was a quiet man in 1 and 2. Was a quiet man in 1 and 2. Then he was a talkative loud in part 3. The hoo-ah guy. Didn't like the change, but I still watched the heck out of it. Yeah, for me, I put Godfather 3, of course, aside from Godfather 1 and 2, of course. It's nowhere near as good as those two. I will say this, that even as bad as some people say Godfather 3 was, which I think it was okay, you can't compare them. It's like comparing Rocky with Tommy Morrison. Is that Rocky 4? With Rocky 1 and 2 and 3. But there's some, just when I think I'm out, they bring me back in. That's a thing they always say. They, that's a moniker they say, a saying. Joey Zaza, the character of the old guy that was a hitman, and then the two twins, and the I'm not, spoiler alert, when they're in the movie theater and it looks like the twins have him. I'll just say it that way. Blondie, from Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I call him Blondie. The ugly guy. I can't remember his name now. Hold on. Let me look at his name. He deserves this. Hold on. You guys probably have in the chat before I look it up. Hold on. There he is. There he is. There he is. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Blondie. Don't die on me, Blondie. Those are some great movies, man. Hurry up. This thing here, I tell you. Lee Van Cleef was amazing too. It's not him, but Lee Van Cleef. Eli Wallach. So Eli Wallach's in there. And the scene in the opera, whatever it is, the play, and she's looking at him, Talia Shire, with the binoculars, the Joey Zaza, and I'll say a helicopter. Our guy, Andy Garcia's in there. It was a decent movie on its own, but you cannot. So that's all I'll say about that. But you cannot. Thank you, Rubio. Rocky 5 was Tom Morrison. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Rocky 4 was Drago. That was a good movie too. So Sam Bradford. Unfortunately, Sam Bradford couldn't stay healthy. They didn't get him receivers. Yeah. John Bomber says release date is 8/27, 2025 to be worn in November. The only game. Steve says, Rudy, honest opinion, because I know you play to your fan base who wins the NFC West title in the NFC West. Rudy, honest opinion, because I know you play to your fan base who wins the NFC West title. Who wins the NFC title in the NFC West? Well, I'll just say what I believe. I'm not going to just say because I want everyone here to like it. The Rams won the division last year because the Niners were more injured than us across the board. And we had Matthew Stafford and Kyren Williams. You guys were out with, I'll say you guys. The Niners didn't make the playoffs. but CMC was out. They had a bunch of guys hurt too. The Rams swept them. The Rams beat them without Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. They were hurt along the way. I think the Rams, because they have a harder schedule, will have a tougher way to win the NFC West. But I think they will win the NFC West. I think that the Niners, on paper, are going to be very great, very good still. But they're going to have a hard time because of all the injuries in the secondary. The offensive line is still suspect on the right side. Trent Williams is a year older. No Greenlaw. There's no wide receiver one. So I think it's going to be the Rams. The Seahawks, people are talking down Sam Darnold. I think it's going to be the Rams and Seahawks wild card with the Niners and Cardinals fighting to try to get into the card. I think it's going to be ultimately the Rams win the division, or they're the wild card if they start out slow or they get injuries like Matthew Stafford and Jimmy Garoppolo's there. If everybody plays, the Rams win the division. The Seahawks finish underneath them, beating out the Niners and the Cardinals for the wild card. Just because the Seahawks are kind of more intact, and they have a really good defense, really good coach. I think Sam Darnold's going to be okay. He's going to do what they need, and they got Rams guys over there too. With the coordinator. I think it's the offensive coordinator. Cooper Kupp's over there. Ruben says classic movie villain El Guapo from Three Amigos. Yes, indeed. El Guapo. What is a plethora? Try says Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Love it. Have you guys seen the Paul Rubens special? We started watching that. I'm a big Paul Rubens fan. Rudy says, Rudy, you skipped a lot of comments. Look at the article on your phone. I will look at it. I had to catch up. I didn't want to be like the guys were saying. Steven says, next Super Bowl, I think we have a chance, man. Last year, being at the Philadelphia Eagles 13, and Jalen Carter did an Aaron Donald on us and closed us out. After 2 fumbles, Saquon Barkley, because we were young at linebacker and couldn't stop him. Got those 2 big runs, and we were still right there ready to host the NFC Championship against Washington. I think we would have got to the Super Bowl, and when we get there, probably would have won with the way Mahomes looked with that line. With Jared, imagine Jared Verse and these guys going after Mahomes. But anyway, I just think we're right there, man. We're right there. I think in different ways, I think that we're as good as the 2021 team, but we have more depth on both sides of the ball, except for the secondary. Because Jalen Ramsey is not there, but we do have depth at secondary. I think we have a good chance to win it, man. If it's not going to be the Eagles again, I think it's going to be us. And with the Lions losing coordinators, and it's tough. Once you blow a chance, they had a chance last year to get there, and they couldn't because of the injuries. They overcame more injuries. They blew it, and they sometimes you don't get that back. Stockton says Goodfellas was way better than Godfather. I love Goodfellas. I love either one. We will. Well, we'll have a collaboration. We won't fight anymore. Tony Sire is Nicolas Cage's aunt and the sister of Francis Ford Coppola. Their real names, and Thea Coppola and Nicholas. All cool information, man. I always thought Talia Shara from Rocky, you're a beautiful lady, great actor too. Stockton says Rudy had a Cleveland Gary. Cleveland Gary, yes indeed, baby. Cleveland Gary. Cleveland Fumbleia Gary. The guy would fumble at the wrong freaking time, and he carried the ball like a damn loaf of bread, man. Steve says, I forgot about Beto and Rudy Five. We were just having an argument like brothers, and then we talked and we made up a lot. We do that from time to time. Classic Rudy versus Beto Part 2 is due. No, we said we wouldn't do that because it kind of takes away from the cat. We can do that privately. Man, you guys suck. No, you suck. Your team sucks. What can I say? Hey, brothers, if the Rams are Rocky, who is the NFC name in the Rockies movie? If the Rams are Rocky, who is the NFC name S in Rocky movies? I remember when he booted me out. What did you boot me out for? Tell him Large Marge that you love it. I don't know, man. What do you guys think about that? If the Rams are Rocky, hey, yo, Mick. Hey, Mick. Who's the NFC name in Rocky movies? Oh, who's the NFC name in Rocky movies? Who's the NFC name? Are you talking about the Eagles? Philly? Philly? Whoa, yeah, Philly, right? What kind of round says Arizona Tommy Guns still Clubber Lang, SF Drago. Oh, got you. I got you. So the characters, the NFC West teams, got you. Arizona is Tommy Gunn. St. Louis is Clubber Lang, and San Francisco's Drago. Gaston Green, man, that should have been. Gaston Green was a great UCLA player, fast as hell, but you would go like this and he'd fall down. John Robinson wanted to draft Thurman Thomas with those draft picks. Instead, the henchman, in my opinion, John Shaw, the GM, who didn't give John Robinson any power, the woman who showed me nameless didn't give John Robinson any power, instead drafted Sean LaChapelle instead of John Robinson wanted to reportedly draft Michael Irvin from Miami and then trade up to get Thurman Thomas as a running back. And they nixed it and they got Sean LaChapelle from UCLA, a Southern California product, and Gaston Green. And the rest is history. They were in St. Louis 6 years after the championship game. Buford McGee, yes, indeed. Charles White. Charles White, baby. Stockton says, Rudy, has Romo been on? Yeah, he's been on. He's been on. Thunderlips in the flesh, baby. All right, guys. So I'm going to call it a night. I thank you guys for coming in here on this unannounced chat. For you guys that haven't seen, I came on because I got my Puka Nakua figure from Target, $29.99. And so I unboxed it today, and I was excited because I wanted to show you my Puka Nakua figure. It's going to go on top of my Blitz behind me, my Blitz arcade cabinet. So pretty good. And then on Monday's show, tomorrow's my shindig with my buddies. We're going to go watch Naked Gun 2. And we're going to have dinner and catching up, high school buddies. And they're 29-ish like me. And it's going to be fun times, man. So I'm not sure what time we'll be back. So I set it up for Monday. Rams, Ramelia Sports Report, Monday Nitro, Ramelia. So we'll see you guys on Monday at 7:05, and I'll have more information about training camp. Oh, Stockton, are you going to look at my phone real quick? Okay, hold on. Are you going to go Sunday? Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Are you going to go Sunday? I'm sorry. I wish I could have got the tickets to you sooner, man. I don't know what the heck was going on, but at least he sent them to me. Oh, okay. Thank you. The injury news. Matthew Stafford won practice versus the Cowboys. Terrence Ferguson has a little groin. That's what she said. No timeline for his return. Ferguson did not practice today. Nate Landman left practice today with a little bit of a calf injury. That's been the thing about calves in training camp lately. And then you have to be careful with it because calf can turn into something more serious like an Achilles or knee. Paul was in pads for the first time in camp after dealing with the calf injury, so he's going to be back. He'll probably play against the Cowboys. Kobe Turner was held out of practice because his back is bothering him a little bit. Sean McVay said, we're going to be smart with him. So there you go. So thank you, Stockton. So he's got a back thing, and he's a young fella, see? So he'll be okay. They're being smart with him. Yep. Chris Miller. Yes, indeed, Chris Miller. Oh, that's crazy, man. I don't agree they should do that. That's disrespectful to me too, because that's like let me say it this way, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful myself. That's like let's say that's like doing the life of Mr. T and you put a blonde hair guy. Like, really? A blonde hair, blue eye, white guy. That don't make no sense. That's stupid. I'll have to. It's gotta be fake. I mean, it can't be a real thing to me. Tony Banks' little hands. Tony Banks' Brock Purdy hands. Soccer says, Rudy running out of steam already. I got to eat dinner. It better be fake. It's got to be fake, man. It's got to be fake. But are you gonna go? Are you gonna go Sunday though? Right? That's what I wanted to ask you. I don't see it here. Hopefully you'll be able to get some autographs and stuff. My nephew got a bunch of autographs. He said he was going to get me some. We'll see. We shall see. But let me know if you're going to go on Sunday. Hopefully you're going to go. I hope you have a good time. Lasagna. Taco Bell, no, not today. And my favorite box is the $7 box, $7.99 box. Lasagna, baby. Oh, you couldn't go for Sunday? Shit. I'm sorry, man. Ah, man, I'm sorry, brother. Well, next year I'll get you tickets, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell is going on, dude. As soon as he gave them to me, I sent them to you. Man, I'm sorry, brother. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'll see you guys Monday. Remember, tomorrow I would come on normally, but tomorrow I've got my my shindig with my buddies. We're going to hang out, and I'm not sure what time I'll be back, so it's switched to Monday. Usually it's Wednesday and Sunday, 7:05, but it's going to be Monday. Nitro, you should have already have the alert, and we'll see you Monday night. So I goes, why are you eating after? Man, I get my cereal like at 2:00 in the morning sometimes. Ruby says, la 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 lasagna. One color, appreciate you, brother. Romulators. Appreciate you. All right, guys, have a great night. I will talk to you soon. But yeah, man, I'm sorry about that, Stock. And I wish you could have got the. I wish I could have got the ticket sooner for you. I told him that night. I told him to send it to me. Okay, I don't know what happened, and that was like on Thursday or something. Friday. No, that was like Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember originally, but because I've been going back and forth, telling you I'm trying to call him again. He didn't answer. I'm sorry, brother. But all right, we'll see you guys Monday night, 7:05 this Monday instead of Sunday. We'll talk to you soon, as we always say. May the Remelia be with you. And Remulators, mount up. Puka Nakua.